be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. Welcome to our Aquarius new moon astrology video. We're going to talk about the astrology of this new moon that's coming up on the 29th. It's a really important new moon. We're also going to look at the gene key that this new moon is landing on. I'm going to show you the chart on the screen. I'm also going to show you pages from my book, Seasons and Stargates, so we can check out the information about the new moon. And I'm so excited to do this video. I was not planning on it, and then I realized that I had the opportunity and I made some space to do this video, and then to also do tomorrow's video, which is the human design of this new moon, before I leave for Egypt. So a lot of you guys know that I'm going to Egypt. I am so freaking excited. We haven't received the link yet for the virtual pass. However, as soon as I get that link, I will be sharing it all over social media. So make sure that you are following me, especially on Instagram at Channel for Grace, because that's going to be the easiest place for me to share that. But yes, so super exciting. This is basically the portal that will hold the experience for us. And I honestly don't think that this was on purpose. Meaning I don't think it was planned on purpose to fit inside perfectly between the new moon in Aquarius and the full moon in Leo, this Egypt trip. But I am so excited to dive into this new moon and see what the energies are. Before we dive in, let me say hi to everybody that is here. Hello, Rebecca. Welcome in. Hello, Melanie. Welcome in. Hello, Bernadine. Welcome in. Hello, Mary. Yes, excited to see you guys as well. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. Also, make sure to download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. It also enters you into my email list, and I send out a weekly moon magic report. And there is one thing that I do want to share with you guys, that we have our last session of our free mini moon goddess training this weekend on Sunday. We are going to be diving into everything about level 3. This mini training was meant to give you a taste of the Moon Goddess training, which actually officially begins on February 27th on the new moon in Pisces, right after I get back from Egypt and get to look at all the temples and travel through all the temples, which is something that I have not yet gotten an opportunity to do in this lifetime, in this body. Hello, Angie. Welcome in. And so I'm going to bring all the messages and all the downloads that I get in Egypt at the 8 actual temples back to the Moon Goddess training. And it'll be freaking so charged this year. I feel it so powerful. But we have this free event going on right now. And I want to invite you. There's still, you're not too late. The last 2 Sundays we had class. It was freaking amazing. Like, we had mind-blowing experiences. Hello, Anya. Welcome in. Mind-blowing experiences with the mini Moon Goddess training. We actually had a soul contract session. We did a soul contract session in the Akashic Records. And I actually asked to receive information about the soul contract that I have with Robert Grant, which has been really coming up for me lately because he invited me to go to Egypt as faculty for his Egypt event, which is freaking out of this world amazing. And I was so curious about it. And so I got some pretty cool downloads about the contract. And I want to share that with you guys. And the replays are up and ready for you to watch. And if you're curious, this is going to stay up. The replays for this event are going to stay up. You can do them on your own, like self-study. But we do have one more live event, which is this Sunday. So come check it out. There's links in the description of this video so that you can join us live. And if you don't know what the Moon Goddess training is, I call it the Akashic Priestess Path. It is a 3-part series with the end goal of becoming certified as an Akashic Records reader. Level 1 teaches you the fundamentals of how the Akashic Records work and what they are. And we do this as we journey through the mystery schools of ancient Atlantis, learning Hermetic alchemy, laws of the universe, sacred geometry, astrology, gene keys. We dive into so many things, the chakras, the moon centers. We do Kundalini yoga meditations, a 40-day meditation to be exact, and then a separate meditation for each temple. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful experience. We also go into the temples. We basically astral travel to the temples and the Akashic Records and have an experience of them. Level 2, we learn to apply the teachings deeply into our personal lives, inviting us to heal from trauma and awaken our intuitive abilities that will help us tap into and read the information of the Akashic Records. And then level 3 is actually the official certification. So there's early bird discounts for all 3 levels. The early bird discount for level 1 ends on January 31st. So make sure if you're going to sign up for level 1 that you do so before January 31st. I will be sending out email reminders to my newsletter. But there is also a buy 2 get 1 free deal if you pay in full, which is the best deal for all 3 levels. And I highly recommend signing up for all 3 levels. That's why I offer that deal. It's kind of like a whole package, but you can sign up for the levels separately as well. Level 1 is required to sign up for level 2, and level 2 is required to sign up for level 3. You definitely won't have to take all 3 of them in order. But anyways, I hope to see you this weekend at our last free event. And now, without further ado, let us actually hop into and start talking about this new moon in frickin' Aquarius that is happening on January 29th. So let me make sure that I can share this with you guys. And I just wanted to set the screen up. And here we are. Okay. Anya says, amazing, one-of-a-kind process and learning experience. I love that. Rebecca says, the Akashic journeys are so beautiful. Don't miss on this free event. Yes. Rebecca says, I have done the full Moon Goddess training, but I've enjoyed doing the free sessions too. The training is so in-depth. You can re-listen over and over, gaining new insight each time. I love that. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, all the replays are available when we have our program. Like it is comprehensive. Like it is very professionally done. And I'm very proud of the presentation, and more than anything, the connection and the soul, contracts that we discover together, that we uncover together about each other, and the soul family. Hello, Dawn, welcome in. And also the community aspect is so powerful. But the actual presentation is also really, really good. And also we have a workbook. Like it comes with a workbook, and it's like over 100 pages just for the level 1 workbook. So you have handouts with all of the information that we learn, and you can continue learning with all of the material. So it is really, really amazing. Full on program, full on mystery school. All right, so let's dive into this new moon in Aquarius that is happening on January 29th, 2025 at 9 degrees, 51 minutes of Aquarius. This is the initiation into the Chinese New Year of the wood snake. The energy of the snake in the Chinese zodiac is all about intuition and focus. It is quiet and pensive energy that is amazing for contemplating, reflecting, figuring out in the mental realm, and then executing your plan. The snake energy is mysterious and also hard to figure out as well. So we are in for a year of solving mysteries, or mysteries being presented to us. Aquarius is also about change and revolution, inviting us to embody our unique selves and to focus on our community, both at a tribal level and a global scale. So this moon is activating the stargates of Altair and Orion. Altair is a star found, it's a 1 degree of Aquarius, and this is where Pluto is. And that's why it's so significant. There's so many interconnections, links between these energies. And Altair is known as the eagle. It's the star of the eagle. So what it does is it raises us up to the sky to help us see a higher perspective. And Orion, we know, is the connection to the 9th dimension, the void, the center of the universe. It is a beautiful activation of everything ancient Atlantis, Lemuria, and specifically with ancient Egypt and the Great Pyramids, the connection to Orion's belt. And it is a map to this, the center of the universe. So it is so powerful. So much information comes through this energy of Orion, and it is being activated, which is really beautiful. This energy, this new moon, activates the third eye chakra, which is about seeing the unseen and hearing the unheard. And it is activating also the nervous system, which is the reason why it's the nervous system. It's because of the Aquarius sign ruled by Uranus, and Uranus also being the ruler of the nervous system. So this can feel like an activation. I feel like it is 100% an activation. It is 100% a door that is opening up for us to step into this new year of the wood snake. It's the initiation of the lunar calendar. This is where the lunar calendar begins. And in the Chinese calendar, they celebrate the animals. So the snake is really significant because of the Kundalini that rises from the root to the crown, connected to the nervous system activation. So I 100% feel so powerfully this moon is going to literally awaken the Kundalini at the base of the spine. And then why the full moon in Leo will have that full experience of whatever that activation was for us. So it's amazing. And then the gene key that this new moon is on is the 19th gene key. And we'll talk about that towards the end. And the gate in human design is the 19th gate, which is called the gate of need. And we'll talk about the human design transit reading tomorrow, same time here on YouTube. So make sure you check that out. So in general, a new moon is all about setting intentions for our new 28.5 day cycle. It's a time to tune into what we want to manifest and to plant the seeds that will ultimately grow from this moment on. So let's now take a look at what this moon is bringing to us. So you know it's a new moon when the sun and the moon are conjunct at the same exact degree and the same exact minute. And this one happens to be 9 degrees, 51 minutes of Aquarius. Right away, you can see that there is a stellium here with 4 planets in the sign of Aquarius. And that includes Mercury, the Hermetic Alchemist, the Magician, the mind, and Pluto, power, death, change, and transformation. We know Pluto, 2 significant things about Pluto. This is the first Aquarius season, and that means the sun is in Aquarius, where Pluto is officially in Aquarius for good. And he was just recently activated a couple days ago by the sun making a conjunction to Pluto. And then by the time we get to this new moon, Mercury will have conjuncted Pluto as well, and just 1 degree passing. So Mercury always comes in with messages. He's like the carrier of, he's a messenger of the gods. So he's definitely bringing us a message. He's coming in, he's entered Aquarius. He's received information from Pluto, which is the god of the underworld. And the energy of Pluto in Aquarius is basically the new world, transformation, transmutation, change, revolution, us stepping into our unique selves, fully connecting with other people. It's about the people. Aquarius is the people. Aquarius is the community. Aquarius is the tribe. And so Mercury is going to bring that message to us as he comes closer and closer to the sun. But at this point, he's right there in an Aquarius stellium, meaning that this new moon is highlighted by hermetic alchemy, which is what Mercury basically represents, and transformation and transmutation. It's death that leads to a rebirth, which is what Pluto represents. Whenever you have any new or full moon, you want to look at which planet rules this moon. And that is going to be Uranus. So Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, therefore he's the ruler of this moon. So let's take a look at what Uranus is doing in this chart. So the first thing that I notice is there is a sextile from Uranus. Uranus is in Taurus. He's retrograde, but he's about to go direct. In fact, I want to actually take a look at exactly, because I can't remember the exact date, but it's very soon. Like literally 2 days after this new moon, Uranus goes direct. So a Uranus retrograde is the contemplation of change happening. It can bring change, but it's more internal. And now that Uranus is going to go direct right after this new moon, that means that the change, we will feel it very palpably. We're going to be able to touch it, to taste it, to hear it. It takes that change and it starts to move the process forward. So we feel the change more in our material reality. So that's very significant that he's just about to go direct when this new moon, which he's the ruler of, is happening. And he is making a sextile to Mars. Now, Mars is also retrograde. And with Mars, we're on this like deep journey of reflection as to how to take care of ourselves. Reflection onto all the ways that we haven't been taking care of ourselves and how we're going to now fully take care of ourselves when he goes direct towards the end of February. So there's a beautiful sextile because this activates like this. It's kind of a nudge to action. Mars does represent drive and motivation. The other thing that's happening with Uranus is there is a sextile also to Saturn. It's within orb. Saturn brings in the aspect of devotion. And because he is in Pisces, it is spiritual devotion, commitment to your spiritual path, commitment to your spiritual journey. Now, Saturn at the same time is making a beautiful trine to Mars. And so this is determination, focus, the ability to like really focus on completing your goals and making those like dreams come true. This is the best energy of action and determination, of commitment and being able to like go through that and like actually make it happen. And then these two within orb are making a trine, and I'll just point it out because there is a significant thing happening as well. But there is a trine here with Juno, who is the asteroid of marriage and commitment. Again, another strong committing energy. And this is a grand trine in water. So this beautiful grand trine in water is activating our intuition. And our intuition is already really intensely magnified because of what's happening over here with the North Node in Pisces, with Neptune in Pisces, basically just conjunct the North Node 1 degree away, and with Venus in Pisces. And Venus is catching up. And then after this new moon, the other thing that's really beautiful that's going to happen is a beautiful conjunction at that 28 degree of Pisces point with the North Node, Neptune and Venus. So it's beautiful. It's romantic. It's celestial. Remember, Venus right now is also the evening star, the celestial Venus, the angelic Venus in the world of the angels. This also can activate Christ consciousness. And actually, this is also enhancing the energy of Pegasus, who is the winged horse, which brings in and heightens our intuition and helps us take that strength and power of the horse and the freedom of the horse to rise up to the heavens, basically giving us wings. So it is real. The intuitive energy is very, very strong. Very strong. I'm sure you guys are feeling it. I know I'm feeling it very intensely in my life. Messages, downloads, they are so clear. It's insane. So this is really a beautiful thing. And then this basically is forming a kite. Oh, I just heard the horses that are outside. And the kite is pointing to Uranus, which is retrograde, getting ready to go direct 2 days later. So the focus is right here. Change, transformation, transmutation, mutation, activation, the Kundalini awakening, the nervous system activation, the chakras getting lit up. This is really, really important. All of these things are creating energy that is fully, this is an activation, 100%, a total activation. We're all going to experience that in our own unique way, but nevertheless, it is going to be very significant. There's also more here, which is also important to note with regarding the energy of Uranus. And it is that at the same time that he is, making this beautiful kind of grand trine energy, he is also sextiling, this stellium. The whole Pisces energy is being sextiled. And remember, the North Node is you got to go towards the future. You got to go towards your destiny. And your destiny right now, collectively and individually, is to bring heaven to earth. It's to fully get fucking lost in the divine. Go get lost. Literally. And he is also making a trine to the South Node, which is sextiling Juno. So this formation with two oppositions here, this is called a mystic rectangle. And a mystic rectangle is it's a beautiful, it's an activation, but it's also the oppositions, right? The nodal axis, which means karma, life path, destiny, the past, healing, the collective destiny, that theme of that, and this, Juno and Uranus opposition are looking to find harmony with the trines and the sextiles. And remember, we know what Uranus represents, and we know that Juno represents, she's the asteroid of marriage and commitment. Look at that. No fucks given. I'm just kidding. Juno in Scorpio. Scorpio does not mess around. Scorpio is the savage. Scorpio is the energy of Pluto and the energy of Mars. Scorpio is determination that is like beyond intense. No one will get in the way of Scorpio. Like, you cannot stop this energy. So we are like marrying ourselves, committing ourselves into the transformation, the transcendence, the activation, and Uranus is leading the way. And that's what makes it so freaking beautiful. Leading us towards change. So powerful. And, within orb also, you have Pluto and Mercury making a trine to the south node, inviting us to learn from the past, to let go of that which does not serve us, reminding us that we can't stay stuck in the details, because if we get stuck in the details of everything, we'll miss the divine. We'll miss the beautiful. We'll miss the magic in the moment. So that's really important. So you can see that, yes, there's oppositions and they're making these beautiful formations, but most of the aspects in this chart are harmonious. Most of them are trines and sextiles, and that is significant. Now, the oppositions do create intensity, but look at this. Of these planets that are here present in this moon, Mars is squaring Chiron. Now, why does Chiron represent? He is the wounded healer. And the square is the push to action. So we are deeply healing internally, because this is not going to be action that is seen necessarily outside. It's action that is seen inside, in the internal environment, in the internal world, in the mind, in the body, in the spirit. It's within you that you're experiencing this energy, and we're being pushed to truly heal. And the healing that happens with Chiron and Aries is us fully accepting who we are, loving who we are just the way we are, and then allowing ourselves to be uniquely ourselves and express that uniqueness outwards for everybody to see, and not care what anybody thinks or says. And because this new moon is all about Aquarius, this is all of the energies that are activating us to see the magic of when we each individually step into our unique selves, how that is the key to creating a wider collective, a wider community, a wider network of people that actually are living in their signature energy. So like satisfaction if you're a generator, peace if you're a manifester, success if you're a projector, satisfaction if you're a manifesting generator, and surprise if you're a reflector. Like, those are the key signature energies of living in our design. And we're all going to experience it in a different way depending on our, type, but that's how we create the collective. I feel like this is a very electrifying energy. This is a very activating energy. And so we're going to experience like this. I just heard the word initiation. This is an initiation into the new world, into the Aquarian age. This is it. Like, how freaking powerful is that, you guys? That's amazing. And one last thing I don't want to forget. The most beautiful one of all. The new moon is trining Jupiter. Sun trine Jupiter is the most auspicious of all the Sun-Jupiter transits or aspects. Sun trine Jupiter is the one that you want to like manifest with, that you want to initiate with. It becomes exact the next day. So we literally have this new moon. The next day we have Sun trine Jupiter. And then the next day, Uranus goes direct. It's like one of those moments in astrology where it's like boom, boom, boom. And it'll keep going. It'll keep going because Jupiter will also go direct. Fact, let's check it. There, right there. February 4th, Jupiter goes direct. And if you notice, at that point on February 4th, hey Jeanette, the only planet that is still retrograde is Mars. And I'm going to keep going forward because we know Mars is going to get to 17 and then go direct. I think it's February 23rd, 24th. So we are moving within this portal of this new moon in Aquarius, full moon in Leo. We're moving through the full activation where everything starts to turn on. And there's only a small moment where we're going to see all planets direct. And that's the minute that Mars goes direct. And then we're going to start see retrogrades again for a long time. So this is like a little window of opportunity that we're feeling. It's like that, you know how the train starts moving slow? And then it's like, and then it's like, woo woo, and it's fucking off. So we're moving in the direction of all planets direct. And that basically happens right after this powerful portal. And as we keep moving forward, once we get into, Pisces season, we're going to start to see the eclipses. And so I know I'm getting way ahead of myself, but when we see the new moon in Pisces, all planets will be direct. And that new moon activates eclipse season for us because the next full moon right there around March 13th, 14th is a full moon total lunar eclipse in Virgo with the south node. So we're gonna hit this eclipse season hard. We're gonna hit it hard because we start with a south node eclipse. I've been talking about this in the membership, but you can see that there's a little tiny moment because between then and the full moon, Venus goes retrograde, and she is a very significant retrograde. In her retrograde, she makes her star points. So but right now, let's go back to here. Right now, during this, new moon that we're talking about, she's in Pisces. She's making a conjunction to the North Node. She's guiding us forward. She represents what we desire, what we truly want, what we value, what is important. And right now in a relationship that is a spiritual, divine connection with other people. It's deeper than just physical. It is not surface level. This is not surface level shit. None of this is. This is like, you gotta go deep. You gotta get lost in it. And it'll freaking activate you. So, boom. An activation, an initiation. That is what I heard. It is an initiation. I am so freaking excited about this, you guys. All right. So, like we always do, we are going to read about the 19th gene key, which is the gene key that this moon happens to land on. And so the description of the 19th gene key is the future human being. You can't make this shit up, you guys. The future human being. This gene key goes from the shadow of codependence to the gift of sensitivity to the city of sacrifice. And it is part of the ring of Gaia. Gene keys, codon rings. Let's pull up the ring of Gaia. Because when you look at the codon rings, you actually get a pretty powerful understanding of a bigger theme found within the energy. Because every gene key belongs to a specific group, a specific grouping. So the ring of Gaia is the 19th, the 60, and the 61. And here's what the ring of Gaia is about. It holds the blueprint that all beings that share this planet Earth will eventually once again live in union. This genetic grouping allows or prevents awareness to move between different life forms and connect all beings on Earth along the same initiatory journey. I told you it was an initiation. Through the ring of Gaia, we can see how our ecosystem, the living, breathing diversity of the blue-green planet, and all its life forms, is destined to discover its own inner truth as one entity. This codon ring shows that evolution is a force that is breaking out from inside us. Ooh, I like that. And that to unlock its secrets, we have only to look inward. All life forms, whether sentient or inanimate, are designed to experience quantum unity and discover its destiny together as one entity. The ring of Gaia contains the wisdom that everything, from the tiniest nanoparticle to the cosmos itself, has the same shining jewel of inner truth at its core. Dude. Okay, so let's read about this 19th gene key that moves from the shadow of codependence, the gift of sensitivity, to the city of sacrifice. We're going to read the city because, I mean, I wish I could read the whole chapter, but that would take too long. The 19th city, sacrifice. The fifth initiation. The Annunciation. The path of frequency through the 19th gift goes from codependence to independence and finally to interdependence. Interdependence represents a quantum leap beyond the other two, and its realization is the future destiny of our species. In many ways, it is the 19th shadow of codependence that contains the seed of the 19th city of sacrifice. In a codependent relationship, both partners have sacrificed a part of their true selves to the relationship, and the resulting lack of synthesis they feel drives the negative patterns of the relationship. In a relationship that is truly interdependent, both partners also sacrifice their sense of individuality into a higher vision of their divinity, holding nothing back for themselves at all. The true meaning of interdependence is about entering into a state of union with all beings in the cosmos, which involves the death of the separate self. This kind of sacrifice can only occur when you give your heart unconditionally to another. Instead of dying, you are actually reborn as a higher dimensional being. In surrendering your smaller self, you attain realization of your greater self. Through the 19th gene key, you can see how each level of frequency has to transcend itself entirely. Once humans overcome their codependence on outside agencies, they finally achieve independence. Likewise, once they attain independence, they have to take another great leap to give up their hard-earned independence and trust in the totality itself. This surrender to the collective structure involves sacrifice at the highest level of the word's meaning. This is the sacrifice of your separate identity, and perhaps far more frightening for the separate self, it is the sacrifice of your body. The 19th city shares a profound connection with the 49th city of rebirth. I just got chills. These two cities represent the key mystical process that will eventually overtake the human species. Great secrets are held within the world's great myths. And here we can see the myth of sacrifice. The Norse Odin hanging upside down on the world tree, or Christ hanging on the cross. All sacrificial myths lead to a rebirth, and all such myths are anthropomorphosis of deep genetic secrets hidden within human DNA. As we have seen, this 19th gene key has a deep connection with the animal kingdom. Humanity has evolved out of the animal realm. We are the result of a series of genetic mutations that took place in primates, I can't say that word, and finally led to the creation of a new species, Homo sapiens. Through this 19th city, you can see how consciousness has traveled through form after form, each time creating a more complex form in order to house a higher frequency than the previous one. At every level within this chain, the higher form has lived off the form below it in order to keep evolving. Life is thus a living chain of sacrifice. Earth is really the breeding ground for a series of genetic leaps that parallel the awakening of our full spiritual realization. Our awareness is like a series of Russian dolls. What the... Dude. I hope you're watching, Lish. As we make each leap in awareness, we come to realize we are housed within a wider framework than we had previously understood. There are a total of 9 dimensions, get the F out of here, that our Earth has to move through. And as we pass through each of these initiations, we have to sacrifice our smaller local self before finally being born as a true universal being. Consciousness is now beginning to outstrip man and is reaching out for a higher form. But the new form must emerge out of the old one. So deep within human DNA, new mutations are being triggered. This is one of the main reasons for the vast population explosion on the planet. Our genes require the maximum diversity in order to trigger a genetic mutation potent enough to reshape Homo sapiens into something quite different. It is also the reason why so many new diseases are emerging through our DNA. They are all early mutations, precursors of what is to follow. Through the 19th city, it is not only the individual that must sacrifice him or herself into the whole, but also the whole human species that must be sacrificed. Everything we see happening in the world around us, from pollution to global warming to wars and social upheaval, is a result of the profound genetic process we are undergoing. For those with the 19th city, the focus is always on the future needs of humanity rather than the current needs. These people understand what is to come, as well as what we must go through. Such people stand alone as heralds of a future consciousness and their lives are a magnificent example of sacrifice to that consciousness. They emerge during times of great mutation, since they themselves are in the grip of that mutation. With the hypersensitive mutated DNA, they see the new form emerging and do their utmost to prepare people for the coming consciousness shift. They are highly sensitized bridges. Oh my God. I'm sorry. The Rainbow Bridge. They are highly sensitized bridges to the new human and have the ability to siphon information about the new paradigm from behind the veil of the future into the present. Every city has to make its sacrifice in this way because each of them represents a being from the future that works in the present. What the fuck? What? Wait, what? Every city has to make its sacrifice in this way because each of them represents a being from the future that works in the present. Dude, the 19th city contains the secrets, what? Of mystical initiation? Get out. Every aspect of the Earth's consciousness must move through the 9 portals of initiation before our collective planetary evolution comes to an end. Each of these initiations is explored more in depth within the 22nd Jinki. Of course they are. The 9 portals of planetary initiation. Get out! 1. Birth. 2. Baptism. 3. Confirmation. 4. Matrimony. 5. Annunciation. 6. Communion. 7. Ordination. 8. Sanctification. And 9. Glorification. Each initiation brings us into a wider awareness of our interdependence with the whole. When the 19th city manifests in form, then a great being makes an individual sacrifice on behalf of the whole. This is the mystery and hidden meaning of the life of Christ. Through an individual's sacrifice, the 19th city allows the entire collective to pass through a group initiation. We can see how the Christian rites hold the codes of the great initiations, even though they have been effectively frozen into structures that have little or nothing to do with the initiations themselves, which occur organically and usually over the course of many incarnations. The ring of Gaia, then, of which this Jinki is a vital aspect, connects all Earth beings on this same initiatory journey. I can't right now. This is the new moon that's initiating our Egypt trip, Dawn. As the ultimate form manifestation of Gaia, humanity stands on the cusp of one of the greatest initiations. Good! The 5th initiation of the Annunciation. Mystically speaking, this great initiation has to do with the conception of a holy child within the body of humanity. Thus, the whole of humanity must sacrifice its independence for a higher vision. The mystical Annunciation can only take place through the synarchy, the communion, of evolved souls who collectively pioneer this great sacrificial impulse. The 19th city will be one of the first cities that awakens in men at a collective level. As soon as the great mutation has occurred within humanity and we pass through the 5th initiation, we will see what kind of shift has taken place. One of the traits of the new human will be an incredible sensitivity that is far beyond being psychic. The awareness in such a being will not recognize itself as being separate from other human beings. Thus, they will work for all of humanity without caring for themselves. Although we call this that sacrifice, it is not so for them, since they will know no other way to live. This 19th city is a herald of the future forms that will house higher frequencies of consciousness, and as such, it displays the great inadequacy of our language. Just as our language has evolved out of the reliance of the five senses, future forms will operate through entirely different languages. Current human language is auditory, but future forms will communicate through their environment using a sense that is closer to what we call touch. This is the true language of Gaia, the interconnective auric tissue that brings all beings of the planetary sphere into full awareness of their inherent unity. Damn. All right, here we go. The fifth initiation. Are you guys ready? So, we are going into a journey with this new moon to transmute the shadow of codependence to the gift of sensitivity, to the city of sacrifice. Good luck. I'm just kidding. That was amazing. I freaking knew I had to do this broadcast. I'm so glad that I did. And I wish you all an amazing experience of this new moon next week, of this freaking portal that just keeps like cracking the doors open. I just had this visual of the egg cracking. One door opens, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. And that's kind of what it feels like right now. So here we go. We are so in it. There is no going back. There's no going back. We're in the new world. And this moon is the freaking epic activation of that. So remember, as we enter into the Chinese New Year of the wood snake, we are going to be learning some deep and powerful lessons. We're going to be growing. We're going to be evolving. We're going to be contemplating. We're going to be activated. All the chakras, the Kundalini. This is a Kundalini activation. The fifth initiation. That's all. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching this broadcast. Please check out all the links in the description. Come join us in the free mini moon goddess training. We have one more time. We're going to do it live on Sunday, and then the replays will all be available. Have fun, and hopefully you can join me tomorrow so that we can add to this information as we talk about the human design transit reading of this new moon. Satanam, 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 Waheguru. See you tomorrow.